Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We are finishing up our time here in Italy. We have had a wonderful time. We started this amazing Italy train trip in Rome, where we had a few days to explore everything the ancient city had to offer before hopping on the train to Cinque Terre. In Cinque Terre, we use Riomaggiore as our base for exploring all 5 towns by train before making our way to Florence. In Florence, we had a chance to explore the art, culture, and monuments, as well as taking a day trip to Pisa and to Lucca for some fun. This train trip will give you a taste of everything Italy has to offer, so grab the beverage of your choice and tag along with us.
That's a wrap on Rome. We are headed to Cinque Terre today. We're getting on a Freccia Bianca train, which is a new train for us. We have first class tickets there, and then we'll need to change trains in La Spezia to get the local train to Cinque Terre. We aren't sure if there's going to be food, so we did buy a trusty sandwich to bring with us. So it should be a pretty quick 4-hour trip over to Cinque Terre.
Once our departure platform is announced, we make our way to the train and get settled into our seats. The nice thing about first class is that there is plenty of storage for luggage. There is also some storage under the seats. So we grab our seats, settle in, and enjoy the gorgeous views along the way.
Gentili passeggeri, gradualmente naso e bocca. La violazione di tali obblighi comporta l'intervento delle forze dell'ordine e l'interruzione del servizio alla prima stazione. And now arriving early compared to the scheduled time in Civitavecchia. Thank you for traveling with Trenitalia. We will be glad to see you again on board our trains. I viaggiatori troveranno il treno regionale 12-5-4-5 per Roma Termini delle ore 12:55. Regionale veloce 41-32 per Pisa Centrale delle ore 13:15. Regionale veloce 41-32 per Pisa Centrale delle ore 14:26. Passengers can find the train regionale 18-3082 Firenze Santa Maria Novella with scheduled departure at 13:50. Regionale veloce 41-32 to Pisa Centrale with scheduled departure at 14:26. We are pleased to welcome you on board the Freccia Bianca 8660. The train will arrive in Genova Piazza Principe at 60:58. Trenitalia staff are available to assist passengers for any need of reporting. We wish you a pleasant journey.
All right, we made it all the way into Cinque Terre, and we are actually staying at the first of the 5 cities in Riomaggiore. We're in this beautiful Airbnb, and it is actually on the main street of the city. And we even have our own little kitchen, so we can decide if we want to eat in or we want to eat out, which is actually pretty great. I love having that option, especially when we're in a city and an area like this. So we're gonna head out and explore. We're gonna do a little bit of grocery shopping, head out and explore. And don't forget, guys, that we always list our favorite Airbnbs like these that we like. We put those in on our blog, groundedlifetravel.com, and it's in the blog entitled Around the World with Airbnb. So make sure to check that out. All the links are there for lots of different places, not just Italy. So I think we're ready I'm gonna grab my bags and we're gonna head over to the grocery store, and then we're gonna hit the streets and explore tonight.
We're in Riomaggiore and we just bought our tickets for the day. We bought the all-day pass, which is 18 euros, and that covers you for any train you want to take in the Cinque Terre area all day. Now it is 5 euros per ride, so if you're gonna do more than 3, it's worth it. But the other big advantage is there's a huge long ticket line at every station to get a ticket, and so if you have the pass, you don't have to wait in line. So we took that option. We're gonna do more than 3 anyway, so it's a good deal for us.
Treno Cinque Terre Express regionale 22916 di Trenitalia proveniente dalla Spezia Marina.
And this has got to be one of the prettiest train stations that you'll ever see. Look at the views of the water from here.
Okay guys, so we are here in Cinque Terre, which translates roughly to about 5 lands, 5 cities. And this area actually is UNESCO World Heritage, and in 1999 it became a national park. It's actually the smallest national park in Italy, but the most densely populated with over 4,000 people. We rode the train all the way to the end, to the last city. We are in Monterosso al Mare, and there's a nice huge beach area here. We're going to explore that, and then we're going to work our way back towards the city that we are actually staying in, which is the first city, Riomaggiore. So Monterosso has the most beach space, and they actually have sand on the beach, as a lot of the other cities do not have that. It is the city that is the least built into the hill. It does have the most housing. It has the most restaurants. So if you're coming with your family, especially little kids, this is the most ideal to stay in, because it will give you more options as far as food and housing, and of course having quick access to the beach. So this is a good one to come to for those options.
We're in Vernazza now, and it is the most crowded of the 5 cities, and boy is it ever crowded. We're here in the middle of April, and it is pretty crowded. By summer it will be packed. Tip is, if you want to have this place a little bit more to yourself, if you stay in Vernazza, after dinner time all the crowds will leave and it'll be a little more of a sleepy town at night. But during the day it is quite crowded, but it is probably the most beautiful city of the 5. Corniglia is a beautiful city, but it does get the prize for the most labor intensive. That is because there's a lot of walking and a lot of steps and a lot of hills. Not recommended if you don't like going up steep inclines or if you have any mobility issues, but if you're fine with that, it's a great place to go. We've been walking down this path for a little while now. When we get to the end of it, there's going to be a pretty steep hill going up. Okay, you can start to see the people walking up the paths, the crisscross paths up there. So I'll show you what that looks like. You've got to walk all the way up to the top where the orange and yellow building are. This is great. It tells you there's a pharmacy at the top when you get there if you need it. It is just a beautiful walk up. So, you know, my advice is to do the walk, take your time, take in these views at every little stopping point, and you'll make it up just fine.
All right, we just got here in Manarola, ready to explore. So we are in Riomaggiore. This is the town that we're staying at, and there are quite a few choices for Airbnb and for restaurant options, and lots of great views down here at the water. All right, we just arrived in Florence. We are going to go to the hotel, check that out, drop off our bags, and maybe take a look around. Okay, so we're all checked into the Diplomat Hotel. It is right across the street from the station. Took us 5 minutes to get here, a little less than 5 minutes, but only because we had to wait for the tram to cross the street. So very quick to get here, easy breezy, and it's a beautiful room. They actually ended up upgrading us. We paid about $100 a night to stay here. We're gonna be here for a few nights, and they gave us a room upgrade. It looks like a really nice, spacious room. I love the hardwood floor, or the wood floors in here, and we have a nice bathroom, so there's plenty of space in here for us in our time that we have here, and we are really looking forward to exploring Florence, so we're gonna go ahead and unpack a couple quick things and maybe hit the streets just for fun. All right, if you're feeling like getting some steps in, and by steps I mean up the steps, you can make your way up to the Michelangelo Piazza, and this is actually the best spot to take a picture of the entire city of Florence. You've probably seen that famous picture with the Duomo and all the stuff in it. This is the best spot to do that, so make sure you make your way up here. Okay, so we've been in Europe for what, two and a half months?
60-something days.
Yeah, and one of the things that we've been missing is Mexican food. So, word on the street is there is a really good Mexican restaurant here in Florence. So we're gonna go check that out and see if we could kind of hold off this craving until we get back to the US. Okay, so I got a salad bowl with some chicken on top and a taco to go with it, and you get a drink. And then Rob has got himself 4 crunchy tacos, which is always hard to get when we're out of the country, so we'll see what that's like here, and we'll just enjoy it and see if we can get that taco want taken care of. That'll do the trick. All right, so we've got our tickets and we are ready to head over to the Accademia, and we are going to see Michelangelo's David live in person. Okay, so we are here in the Piazza di Signoria, and the Uffizi is here behind me. We're about to head in there, and we just left from seeing, as you saw with us, the David Michelangelo's beautiful masterpiece. It was really something to behold, but there's another David just outside here in the middle of the plaza in between, but we're looking forward to seeing what there is to see in the Uffizi.
This ride to Pisa is going to take us 1 hour on a regional train, and it cost us €8 a piece for a total of €16, and we're pretty excited about that price. On a regional train like this one here, there's no assigned seating, so you can get your ticket and actually get validated. You just find your platform, find your train, and come pick out any seat you want. Now, on this train and most trains, there's upper and lower level seating. So today we're on the upper level because we think we might get just a little bit better view.
Siamo in arrivo a Signa.
We are now arriving in
Signa. Siamo in arrivo in orario a Empoli.
We are now arriving on time in
Empoli. I viaggiatori troveranno il treno regionale 18211 di Trenitalia per Siena, delle ore 12:40 al binario 3. Regionale veloce 4029 di Trenitalia per Livorno Centrale, delle ore 12:58 al binario 2. Siamo in arrivo in orario a Pisa Centrale.
We are now arriving on time in
Pisa Centrale.
Just an hour to get here to Pisa, and we're just coming here for the day, so we're not staying the night here. We didn't get a hotel. We're moving on to Lucca after this because we can do Pisa in just a few hours. So if you have bags with you, there are convenient storage lockers all around the city. You just kind of walk up and put your bags in, put some money in, and you can store your bags there while you go see the Leaning Tower, because it is about a 20-minute walk from the train station to the tower. So if you're bringing your suitcases and you're just coming here for the day, you probably don't want to take those with you.
So we found it. Here it is, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's quite popular. There's a lot of people here. When you come around the corner from the plaza and walk out here, you'll see all the people holding up their hands, trying to take their pictures, holding up the tower, and quite a few interesting variations as well. We got a large gelato. We got unicorn and stracciatella. €5 for a cup. Pretty good. We spent about 3 hours here in Pisa, and now we're walking back to the train station. We're just gonna buy some tickets over to Lucca, hop over there, where we're gonna spend a little more time. And it was a great visit here in Pisa. You don't need a couple of days or anything. You can do this in a day or an afternoon. And so we're ready to hop on over to Lucca.
tickets from Pisa to Lucca were only €3.60, so it cost us about a little over €7 to go there. It only takes 30 minutes. If you're doing these regional trains, you really don't need to buy these tickets well ahead of time before you get here. We just purchased it 20 minutes before the train arrives here.
Siamo in arrivo in orario a Lucca. Termine corsa del treno.
We are now arriving on time in
Lucca.
final destination of this journey.
I viaggiatori troveranno il treno regionale 18525 di Trenitalia per Firenze Santa Maria Novella delle ore 16:31 al binario 6. Regionale 18497 di Trenitalia per Firenze Santa Maria Novella delle ore 16:46 al binario 3.
All right, we arrived here in Lucca. We're gonna grab a taxi. There's some waiting here. Gonna head in because we're staying inside the city walls. It's gonna be amazing. Come along with us. So we've been in Italy for a couple of months now, and so we've had quite a bit of Italian food. And while we've been in Florence, so we've decided to have a couple different culinary experiences. So we've already done Mexican, and tonight we're doing Chinese.
I got the chicken fried rice, and I'm gonna try it with these chopsticks. We'll see how it goes. Oh, that's not bad. I got this.